Every time I'm asked that question, head preceptor beep, why prepare for war in a time of peace?
Beep.
I say, it's because I remember the world before the church.
Beep.
We've had the church 20 years now, but before that, the things that were done.
Beep.
I remember every scream, every drop of blood, the tearing of muscle and flesh. I remember it like it was yesterday. I understand what we turn into when order is lost.
Beep.
And when that happens again, I'll be ready. I hope. The world before the church was a world of death, a pitiful ruin resembling what could have been. In this wreckage of civilization there was a faction called the Holy Nation, a militaristic hegemony of religious zealots who, ironically, while having the most orderly population, committed the most vile acts. They were a nation built on the backs of slave labor and an iron fist of religious fervor. In this nation, the Phoenix reigned supreme. He was the pathway back to the light of Okran, their god. Beep. With this power, he destroyed thousands of lives, and personally took hundreds. Beep. But there was one, still, who felt the difference between good and evil. He was Josias, son of the Phoenix. And as a boy, he wondered at how the empires before the Holy Nation fell. If their remnants were left to mock humanity's nature, and this same blind hostility that his nation had adopted. He dreamed that this world could get back to its former glory in his lifetime. Josias and his father were very different men. While the Phoenix punished the slightest offense against their god, Okran, Josias believed a god of goodness and holiness would not condone such brutal acts of rule. Even then, Josias still had yet to learn how cruel his nation could be. Early on, he decided he would find ways to learn the history of Kenshi, for he feared what it would look like if it were to repeat itself. He pushed to be named Keeper of the Word, the one tasked with spreading their gospel to every corner of the Holy Nation. The Phoenix, seeing this as a great opportunity to bolster his son's training, accepted. And so, Josiah set out, seeking holy and unholy men alike, to learn. On his travels, he met the catalyst for the necessary struggle of the church. A strange man named Optic. Optic knew many of the answers to the questions Josias had. Beep. But some answers must be shown. I read from Josias' journal about his journey with him. My journey with Optic was nothing but enlightening. We saw horrible things, and things that were once great. He took me to the remnants of the old world, showed me what once was. When I first asked him what caused the old world to fall, he fell silent. only speaking to ask me to follow. And then he showed me more of the things that could have been part of our lives, more of the things that could have saved us. Great and terrible things. And after some time, he said, Fear overtook the hearts of man. And since you're the son of the Phoenix, I think I should show you what fear can do. I was not ready for what he would show me. He took me to Rebirth, the place my father said would be the beacon of light that the world would one day turn to as something to strive for. But in that place, all I saw was darkness. It was there that one of the slaves caught my eye. A Shek man with nothing left on his bones but the thin muscles needed to work the mines there. In his eyes I saw despair. Despair that could be prevented. Despair that I could prevent. I knew what I had to do. Optic and I returned to Blister Hill. That is where we would part ways. For how long I knew not. He would continue his studies in the south, and I would prepare my future people for a brighter world. One without the cruel legacy of the Phoenix. One without my father.